All right. So today's session is welcome to the second session of Module 1 for the Bhakti Jump Start Course Study Jam. Hare Krishna, Mamta Mataji, welcome. Dandavat Pranams. And we will be starting with the discussion, the quiz first, and then we'll move to the reflection question. So let me start sharing my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen? Yes. Okay, great.
Yes.
So let's log on. Can you see the quiz?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So the first module, just as a quick recap, is about the guru and the disciple relationship. For those who have done the IDC, some of the components of or the content of this module are also included in the ISKCON Disciple course or the IDC. But let's start with, so there at the end, the main things that we covered in this module, we can quickly look at that again. Let's here, for those of you who were not here last time, or for everyone, we can quickly, on a high level, talk about what we learned in this module. So the guru and disciple relationship, right? Okay, if I can advance the slide. There we go. Come on. Okay. So importance of disciplic succession. What does the guru represents? Qualification of a guru, qualification of a disciple, and exchange between the guru and the disciple, right? So these are the main topics that we talked about in this module. And we won't go into details right now because we already did that, and we will be looking at the questions and answers, right, to this. So let me actually also, I think somebody posted in the chat something. I am not able to see the chat because I am sharing the screen. So if you want to post something in the chat, I would encourage you to post in the WhatsApp group. Just because of the technology here. I think, or can I, let's see if I can, okay, no, I can find the chat. All right, good.
There is a chat section of your Prabhuji.
Say that again.
There's a small thing. There's a small chat section of here. You can just click on that and then send messages.
Thank you. I found it. Yes. Arvind Prabhu, you don't need to stay here if you have already done it. It's fine. If you would like to stay, you can stay. It's fine. It's up to you. Thank you. All right. See, Hare Krishna. Satyam Prabhu, you have a question?
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, when is the test, and if I like just be in the listening mode,
Yes, you can listen. I just posted in the group, in the WhatsApp group. We don't have a due date for this test as such, but because we are on a pace that we would like to complete these 5 modules in the 5 months. So the next session is on September 7th, right? I believe. September 8th, so 2 weeks from now. So on September 8th, we will be starting module 2. So I would highly encourage all of you to complete this module by September 8th, so that way you can keep up with the pace of the class. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yes, Tim Prabhu, go ahead.
Haribo. Just a question on module 2, because it's module 2, if I'm not mistaken, it's broken down into like 5 parts. So for the next session, you want us to complete all 5 parts or only 2.1?
Oh, we will do that in the class here. If you're able to read ahead of time, go ahead and read the entire thing. But we will talk, we will cover that in the lecture here.
So just 2.1, right, Prabhu?
No, let me see. Why am I not able to pull this?
But I only ask because I need to get ahead because I'm so much slower than my godbrothers and sisters. I'm around so many intelligent devotees, so I need to do what I can.
No
We are
worries.
in the same boat, Prabhuji. All of us are in the same boat.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, Prabhu.
Don't worry. Everyone's in the same boat. Yes. Yeah. So, yes. Okay. So we have module. So we are going to do the entire module too. Okay. So module 2 is dense. We can reevaluate at that point. If there are a lot of questions or topics, we can split this into two. Is the quiz? I have to check here. Well, let's worry about the module 2 later. Let's finish module 1 first, okay? Let's and I can post a message around module 2 in the group, okay? Because I want to keep us, because tomorrow is Janmashtami and a lot of you might have services at your local congregation and a temple. So I want to make sure that we at least get to module 1, right, in the time allocated. All right, so here's the quiz here. Okay, so you're going to open the quiz. Everyone was able to find the quiz?
No, Prabhu, I couldn't find it.
Okay, so Mataji, when I was in a call with you, right? So you have to go to your module 1. I mean,
Mhm.
module like number 2 here, which is module 1. And as you advance the slides, the slide number 39 here,
Mhm.
you will get to this page. Okay.
Mm.
And when you click, there's a hyperlink here. So when you click this, it opens this page. Okay.
Okay.
So this is getting recorded, so you can also watch it again at your own pace and then complete it also. So you're going to click this link here, and then it'll open this. Everybody else, were you able to pull it? Just give me a thumbs up on your screen in some form.
Yes, I was.
Okay, great.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I'm a little bit lost. Where exactly?
So on module 1, slide
The
39.
one with the guru and disciple relationship, that one, yeah?
Yes, yeah, that one. If you advance the slides, you'll come to slide 39, right?
39, okay. 39, yes. Yeah, I've come to that place, yes.
Yes. So then you click on this link, this BJSC Knowledge Check
Check
Module.
module, okay, okay.
So it'll open this page. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So that's what we're going to do. So let's spend about 10 minutes in completing this quiz right now. Okay. And so we will talk about the answers of this question. And so if you want to answer, you can raise your hand here in Zoom or on your screen, just say, raise your hand, and hopefully I'll be able to see you. We don't have that many people. So yes, my screen I can see. All right, so you're going to put your email address, you're going to put your first and last name. If you want to do it right now, you can do it right now as well. This is a multiple choice question. So what is disciplic succession? The 4 options are all the disciples of Guru Maharaj, the transmission of transcendental knowledge, the famous devotees of Lord Krishna, or the transmission of Vedic history. What's the answer for this? What is disciplic succession?
The transmission
of transcendental knowledge.
Yes, the transmission of transcendental knowledge. So number 2 or B is the correct answer. Perfect. So go ahead and click that. We'll go to the next one. Which sampradaya or spiritual lineage are we part of? Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Kumar Sampradaya, or Shri Sampradaya? What is the correct answer?
Brahma Gaudiya.
Madhav
Brahma
Gaudiya
Gaudiya
Sampradaya.
Sampradaya.
Yes, Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya. All of you are correct. So please go ahead and click that as well. Next one. What is the meaning of guru? one with many followers, an expert life coach and career advisor, a close friend, or one who is heavy with spiritual knowledge?
One who is heavy with spiritual
Who is with the
knowledge.
spiritual knowledge?
Yes, one who is heavy with spiritual knowledge. Correct. Okay, next one. A person may have one Shiksha Guru and many Diksha Gurus, one Diksha Guru and many Shiksha Gurus, or many Diksha Guru and many Shiksha Gurus. Which one is the correct one?
One Diksha Guru and many
and many
Shiksha Gurus.
Siksha Gurus.
Perfect. Okay, so B, number 2 is the correct answer. One Diksha Guru and many Shiksha Gurus. Next question. In order for one to know the science of Krishna consciousness, one must approach a bona fide guru. Is this statement true or false?
Yes, true.
It is true. Okay, go ahead and complete that. Next one. Which devotee is not part of our sampradaya? Srila Prabhupada, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna, His Grace Vaishashika Das, Lord Shiva, or Vyasadev?
Lord Shiva.
Lord Shiva.
Yes, Lord Shiva is not part of our sampradaya.
He has a different sampradaya.
Yes. Okay, next one. Guru's business is to help me find a stable career, to help me become motivated in life, to help me advance spiritually, or to help me overcome my insecurities.
To help me advance.
Help me to advance in spiritual life.
Spiritual, yes, perfect. So, third one. Next one. Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of Gauriya Vaishnavism, ISKCON, Hinduism, or Krishna consciousness?
International Society
Krishna
of Krishna
consciousness.
Consciousness.
Yeah, ISKCON, or the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So B is the correct. Next one, you have to apply all that applies. A guru is qualified if he is a sannyasi, he has realized conclusions of all the scriptures, he can control the senses, he can sing melodious kirtan, or he can speak Sanskrit.
I got 2, Prabhuji.
All
Because
right.
not everyone, all the gurus are not sannyasis.
Tim
And
Prabhu, can
not
we hear?
everybody can sing melodious kirtans.
Sure, let's
And-
hear from, I want to ask
Sorry.
Tim Prabhu first.
Sorry.
I just
Do we have the woman power here? I want the men to participate also.
oh no,
Come
we're
on,
heading towards
Ramesh.
disaster now. Okay, which is this is not qualified of a bona fide disciple.
No, this one we're talking about. A guru is
sorry,
qualified.
A guru is qualified. I'm sorry.
Which one would you select?
Oh, yeah, okay, that's easy. This one, he has to be able to control the senses,
Yes.
and he has realized the conclusions of the scriptures. There's 2.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Others agree with this?
Yes.
Which only 2,
Can you
right?
go over that,
Only
please?
2. Yes, he has realized conclusions of the scriptures and has controlled the senses. He can.
Senses. Yes.
But I will add, we are so fortunate that our guru has also very nice kirtan as well.
Yes.
Yes. Of course.
And
but
he
he's
speaks very
saying-
good Sanskrit too, right?
Yeah. Good knowledge of Sanskrit too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. So you see here, it says 2 points. That was a hint here. So only 2 options are correct, right? So, yeah. Okay, next. And I want Satyam Prabhu or Pragadish Prabhu to answer this one. If you're able to. I know you might be doing something else or engaged in another service, but if you're able to. A guru must be from which varna? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or any of the above?
Above.
Say that again, please.
Any of the above.
Any of the above. Yes, perfect. Yep. A guru can be from any varna. A disciple, next question. A disciple must be scholarly and sweet, sincere and submissive, humble and talented, effective and rich.
Sincere and submissive.
Sincere and supportive.
Sincere and submissive. Perfect.
I just
Okay,
can't keep myself, control my senses. I have to.
Number 2. Which of these is not a qualification of a bona fide disciple? He should be fully capable of upholding the vows made to the spiritual master. He should have attraction for committing sinful activities. He should show proper respect to elders, to initiated Vaishnavas, and to the Lord. He should be desirous for knowing the absolute truth.
Second one, he should have. Oh no,
Attraction for committing sinful activities, right? Because the question says, which of
not.
these is not a qualification, correct? Yeah. So number 2 is
Pardon me, Prabhu, could you go over that?
yes. So because it says which of these is not a qualification of a bona fide disciple. So number 2, he should have attraction. We don't want attraction towards sinful activities, right? So that's the thing. Okay, next one. The bona fide disciple should not use vulgar or coarse language, should not be critical of others, and should not give pain to others. Is this true or false?
True.
True. Yes, it is true. Next one. It's permitted for disciples to be lazy, dirty, sickly, continually afflicted or lamenting, angry, proud, lusty, or coveting material desires.
Very funny. isn't it?
It's false, right? Yes.
Yeah, I'll wait for this. I feel I'm jumping in too much.
All right, so the correct answer is false. No brainer there. Okay, so which of the following rules of etiquette should not be observed by the bona fide disciple in relation to his spiritual master? Check all that apply. So there are 2 points here, so I'm assuming there will be 2 correct answers for this. Okay, so let's read that. So which of the following rules of etiquette should not be observed by the bona fide disciple in relation to his spiritual master? He should fall down like an uprooted tree, dandavats, on seeing the spiritual master. So remember there's a not here. So you're looking for the not correct ones. He should not utter the spiritual master's name inattentively, but always with respect. He should not bear to hear.
Progress.
He should not bear to hear criticism of the spiritual master, the scriptures, or the Lord, but should leave the place immediately. He should correct the spiritual master as necessary. He should give orders to the spiritual master. He should treat the wife and relatives of the spiritual master as the spiritual master.
Last
Which one?
Last but 2. Yeah, the last 2.
But 2, right? So this one, right?
What is this, Prabhu, again?
You can see the green check on the screen, Mataji.
Hmm.
Those are the 2 correct answers. He should correct the spiritual master as necessary. That's not the good etiquette, right? Because the question is asking not, right?
Okay.
And he should give orders to the spiritual master. We're not supposed to give orders to the spiritual master, right? And so
Yes. Okay.
So Prabhu, last one. Can you explain?
he should treat the wife and relatives of the spiritual master as the spiritual master. Yeah, so you like anybody in their family is considered part of their like at the similar status with that. So we
That was
go ahead.
Yeah, that was the tricky one because I got that one wrong when I took the test. Because on that note, the wife and relative, because with the spiritual master, we accept his prasadam, we wash the feet, and we we could wash the feet, accept prasadam, and clean the body. But we shouldn't do that to the wife or relatives. So in that way, we don't treat them like the spiritual master.
Yes, so I think the underlying here statement is not more like of doing the physical service, but it is at a mental level that you are treating them at the same level of respect with that, right? Yeah. So yes, that's why it's a more tricky. It's a little tricky one, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Does that make sense, Satyam Prabhu and Tim Prabhu? Very good. Okay. Next one. What's the most important principle in the guru and disciple relationship? Physical proximity, having complete faith in the spiritual master and fully surrendering unto him, having similar life interests and service mentality, or testing out the spiritual master's advice to see if that works well for you.
Have complete faith in the spiritual
Faith
master.
and
and
spiritual
fully
master.
surrendering to him.
Yes. So number 2, having complete
Surrender to spiritual master.
and fully surrendering unto him. Yes. How does the relationship grow between the guru and disciple? Spending one-on-one time together, offering donations, shloka recitation and leading kirtans, or offering service and deep inquiry.
Last one.
The last one, offering service and deep inquiry. Okay, and the last question we have is fill in the blanks. Just try to learn the dash by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him dash and render service unto him. This is the Bhagavad Gita shloka,
Just
right?
try to learn the Shastra by approaching.
What was that?
Just try to learn the dash. Here's the dash
first one.
here. And by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him dash and render service unto him. What is the correct answer?
Okay, first one.
A is the Shastra and humbly. So let me read if you feel it. Just try to learn the Shastra by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him humbly and render service unto him. Is that the correct answer? Or just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him often and render service unto him. Number 3. Third option, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. Or the last one, just try to learn the science by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him always and render service unto him. So Mamta Mataji is saying A, Shastra and humbly. What
Third.
others? Go ahead, Satyam Prabhu.
The third.
The
The
third.
third one?
Okay, Vatsala Mataji, you also think it's the third one?
Yeah.
Okay, any other takers or any other options? Tim Prabhu, Sumi Mataji, Pragadesh?
It would be offering service and deep inquiry.
Which option is that?
Oh, this is for the last one, right?
Yes,
So it would be truth and submissively.
truth and submissively. Okay, so we have 3 votes for truth and submissively, which is the correct answer.
Is
So
it that? Okay, not Shastra?
not Shastra. Go back to, this is that 4.34, I believe, right? Is the verse.
Ah, see?
We can look it up. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya.
Krishnena sevaya. Acha.
That's the one. Okay.
Tadvidi pranipatena sevaya. Okay.
I don't know what happened here. It's not loading, but yeah, it's 4.34, right? Yeah, that's the verse. This is okay. So I believe everybody was able to complete this, right? So go ahead,
Yeah.
submit it.
So should we
and
submit it now?
yes, you can submit this.
And the name we write.
Yeah. Put your name.
Are we supposed to put Bhakti over there or just only first name and last name?
First and last name is fine. And your email address, yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I know I didn't even go through this thing, because I was waiting all the time. When will I read the whole thing? And then I will go, oh my God.
That's okay.
Which is so
That's the
nice,
part of
actually.
this.
It's so nice.
So you're done with one thing, right? Yay.
Yes.
Good.
Submitted then. Hare
Oh.
Krishna.
Hare
Submitted.
Krishna, good. All right, now let's talk
Blue score.
more.
Prabhu, I have to submit it later on.
Sure, no worries. Submit it anytime before September 8th.
Yeah, we got
Prabhu.
100%.
Yeah, we have other services I'm doing
Yes,
after
no
today's
worries.
class.
Yeah, you got 100%. Congratulations.
100%, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the help. I would have got maybe less, but you gave me one.
Thanks.
All right, great. Okay, next one. So next one is our more tricky one where you will be writing your own personal reflection. So we will so yeah, this one you should be able to find also. Go to the next slide, slide 40 in your Google slide deck.
Oh, just see.
Okay. And then you're going to
Maybe
click
one
on
second.
this, the guru and disciple relationship, question, personal reflection, this one.
So slide 40. Okay.
Yeah, the next slide.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, so here, since I'm already initiated, it came my name here, but you don't need to worry about that. But here you're going to fill your first name, last name, your email address again. But here we want to talk about, this is actually these are the questions and answers. So you will need to go back to the slides and
So the first one looks like so that it doesn't become adulterated. Yeah.
I'm just going to open our slides here. So
There's a different language over there. Is it Chinese or something below?
yes, it's
Oh,
Japanese.
Japanese. Okay, Japanese.
The Bhakti Jump Start course is translated right now in, if you look here in English, it's
Yes.
Japanese and Spanish. We are also working to get it translated right now in Bengali and Hindi at this
Wow.
point. Yeah.
Very
So,
nice.
yes. So, okay. So let's talk about the questions. So what is the law of disciplic succession imperative? And why is the law of disciplic succession imperative for spiritual success? Now I want, because the quiz was only a short 1 or 2 lines or an option, we were able to, all of you could even shout together and I could still make out. But here, we will need some more decorum in our Zoom room. So I would like you to raise your hand or yeah, using a Zoom feature or your hand on the screen, and that way we can then, you can unmute and then answer that. Okay, so go ahead, Tim Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. The law of disciplic succession it states that you gain knowledge through the descending method. There's two ways of gathering knowledge, ascending and descending. But we gather knowledge through the descending method, through the parampara. So knowledge, perfect knowledge is handed down because our senses are not perfect. Our senses are defective. So you cannot come to perfect knowledge with imperfect tools or senses. So it's imperative that you approach someone who has realized the supreme absolute truth from the perfect source. So that's why it's imperative for spiritual success, because you cannot come to perfect conclusion by yourself. You need to approach someone who has realized the truth and is coming from a bona fide source, like our parampara. I think that's
Perfect. Thank you very much. Yes. Anybody else would like to add anything to it? Are you happy or contented with the answer that Tim Prabhu gave us?
So you gave a very nice one. Actually,
Yeah.
it was in detail. I was just saying, I mean, it becomes adulterated if you get from other people anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think Prabhuji gave very nicely because it is our senses are not complete and
Yeah.
obviously, and that is quite nice actually. Are imperfect and therefore we need to.
So this is on this slide, right? What is disciplic succession? And right, talks about that. Yeah. That, so you can read these slides, and as Tim Prabhu mentioned, the answer is the knowledge is coming from descending from Krishna down to the Guru, and if we do not follow this, we get mixed or adulterated information or knowledge. So in order to get the correct knowledge, we must follow the law of disciplic succession. So you can write this in your own words. With that, okay. Is anybody typing right now?
I am.
You are?
But I
Okay.
don't want to submit it. At least I can keep it.
Yes, well, I think, I don't know whether you should be able to save it or not in that. Yeah. I don't think there is an option to save it in
Oh,
your work. So what I would recommend, if you're typing and you have rough notes or drafts, Then open a Word document on your computer, a separate one, and then you can copy the question and type under that.
My computer doesn't have, it's all messed up. I'll write it down. It's okay, Prabhuji. At least I'll lose everything then, isn't it?
Yes. And I will share the recording of this class also, so you can hear it and then submit it then, right? Yeah, as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Should we move on to the next one?
Yes, please.
Okay. What are the qualities of a bona fide guru? That's our next question. And there's a whole slide on that, right? The nectar of instruction. Verse. Yeah, here, qualifications of a guru. It's the nectar of. So I would start that with the word guru. What does the word guru means? The one who is heavy with knowledge, right? Who has realized the essence or the conclusions of the Shastras. So that is what you can start your answer with. And then talk about the different qualifications or qualities of a guru with that, right? So like this one is the first one. You can write this, that as any sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the reactions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals is
Vasho Vegam, Manasa Vegam, that one.
yes, yes, yep. So the nectar of instruction, text 1, which is that one, yeah. So Vaso Vegam, that one. So you can, that's one of the qualifications of a guru. That. And the one who teaches by personal example, that's another qualification of a guru. A guru has realized the conclusion of the Shastras and gives instructions or imparts instructions consistent with the teachings of Vedic literature. So that's the next point you can write. And one of the most important that we talked about in the previous question, that he should also be part of the disciplic succession, right? He should have received the knowledge through the process of disciplic succession from a genuine or a bona fide spiritual master himself. Right. So these are the main points for the qualifications of a guru. So let's quickly summarize. So you're going to first write what is the meaning of the word guru. So guru means heavy, right? The one that has
Heavy with knowledge.
heavy with knowledge. He has realized the essence or the conclusion of the Shastras. And then you're going to talk about this, the nectar of instruction, first verse, that he can control his senses. Then he teaches by personal example. Then he is his instructions are consistent with the teachings of the Shastras, or the Vedic literature and previous acharyas. And he is himself coming through the process of disciplic succession by taking diksha from a genuine or a bona fide spiritual master. That. Okay? These are the main points that you need to write for this question. Is that good?
Yes.
Okay, let's move on. Can we move to the next one? Okay. What does it mean to accept shelter of a guru? Why is this important to you? So this is a personal reflection question. And you must have seen Guru Maharaj loves personal reflections, right, in his classes. So maybe we can hear from one or two of you. What does it mean to accept shelter of a guru, and why is this important to you? Can one of you tell your realization on this? If you want 30 seconds, we can pause and you take your time to reflect.
Okay, I'll give a try, Prabhu.
Sure, go ahead.
So it is, well, accepting shelter of a guru is like having an umbrella from the rain or whatever it is, a protection from other things. So you want to know also, by being under the shelter of a guru, means we feel one thing is protection, we know, and the second thing, to know knowledge and to know the shastras, so that to know the spiritual knowledge and to advance spiritually. And why is it important? Obviously, we are all working to go back to Godhead. So spiritual master will help us going back to achieve a goal by going back to Godhead, by giving us all the spiritual knowledge.
Yes.
And also advising us not to do things which are obstructing our, which are obstacles to us. So he guides us, he or she guides us.
Yeah, so they're the ones that are hindering in the path to go back to Godhead, right? But yeah. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share their reflection?
Yes, Prabhu.
Go ahead, Mataji.
Prabhu, just like, when we go to college, we need professors' advice, right?
Yes.
They are the expert in their field. So like that, in spiritual knowledge, you have to approach a guru who removes your darkness and enlightens in the spiritual subject. He came from a bona fide guru, and he has, served his life through his example. We learn from him. So we need a guru to follow and take shelter of him. We don't want somebody from the street outsiders. So he knows the knowledge, and he has studied the subject, and he learned it from his master. And he knows how to guide us. When we go in the wrong path, he will push you back. He will chastise you to bring you back to what you need to do, a practical, role of what you need to do to get into or improve in your spiritual life.
Yes. Perfect. Yes. Thank you. Wonderful realizations. Yes. So this is getting recorded also. So if you want to add anything to that, this is your personal reflection, right? Yeah. But I think these are great reflections and examples that you provided there. Okay, let's move on to the next question.
Can I add something?
Oh, yes, please go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
All the other devotees, what they said, like, that's are all true. But I feel like there is one thing, it's my personal realization that
Yes.
taking shelter of a guru is basically having an emotional, internal connection established with your spiritual master, who will be your eternal companion and the teacher who will be with us like forever. So establishing that relationship, the emotional and loving relationship, is like, to me, it's very important.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So we are lifelong learners, right? And so having a relationship with the guru who is always teaching us through his Vani and his actions is very important to build that emotional lifelong connection, right? I believe that's what you were trying to tell.
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful. Anybody else has any other realization before we move to the next one? Okay, let's go to the next one then. How are you exemplifying the qualities and activities of a good disciple, and what improvements can you work towards that? So again, this is your personal question. So let's pick someone who has not answered. Sumi, Mataji, or Tim Prabhu, what one of you want to give us a stab on this one? How are you exemplifying the qualities and activities of a good disciple? Don't feel pressured. We all have shortcomings. So don't think that you all have to do all of this correct from the beginning. If that was the case, we would not be here, right? That's why we need a guru. isn't it? Even after initiation, we're struggling. So, because initiation, the word initiation means beginning, to initiate, right? Yes. It's a lifelong journey. Yeah. But let's hear, how are some of you exemplifying the qualities and activities of good disciple?
That's something which Guru Maharaj always likes, isn't it? He tells, okay, take the word from the dictionary. There's
Yes.
something you have imbibed now from Guru Maharaj. Initiation, you say to initiate, to start. Yeah. We
That's
have got the
part,
qualities.
that's part of the this. I did not create this, but it came from, it says part of the ISKCON disciple course.
Oh, okay. But Guru Maharaj always, when he finds something,
Yeah.
he says, okay, what's it? Come on, tell.
But yeah,
And
yeah.
by the time the
No, I
disciples
was,
will quickly looking.
yes, this word, that initiation and the meaning of initiation, this is coming from the ISKCON disciple course, actually. And that's why they recommend, it is highly, highly recommend to take that course first before you even pick a guru. So
Oh, there's one going on in London, this thing, I think in Bhaktivedanta Manor or London School, I think.
mhm.
But it's in the Saturday and Sunday. It's very quick, so I can't do that.
They are
So,
online also available, but that's okay. You can, that's why this is right now part of the, some of these is part of the IDC course also, module 1. So that's why we are, I think it's part of this right now. So there's a little bit of overlap in the first module, but that's okay. But
so the
someone like you
qualities
who
and
have,
activities of a good disciple.
yes, go ahead.
Oh, I think first of all, you have to follow the 4 regulative principles.
Yes.
That's part of, am I saying that? Or
How, so what we are asking is how, we don't have to repeat what is written in there, but how, are you doing this or not, is what the question
yes,
is, that, right?
yes, I have to improve on my sadhana, which
Yes.
is my japa. I have to improve. I know that that's my biggest drawback, but I have started now very seriously since the course thing, and I'm doing it like 16 rounds. I have to finish it first thing in the morning, and then
Perfect.
because you do, then otherwise you'll end up not finishing them in the end because other things come in between. So I thought, no, that's one thing. That's why I've been everything required except my japa rounds are not getting full, so I said, no, I should start with that first. That is my what improvements can you work on, so that is what I'm trying to do.
Right.
But the other things are there which obviously I'm trying to read. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, association and all the stuff is there. But I think for me sadhana is a big thing, and filling up the sadhana chart.
The card, right? Yeah, that's a very
Yes.
good activity. Yeah, I remember.
Haribol
Now,
Prabhu.
of course, I'm of course not doing it after initiation. You're like, oh yeah, I got this, so I'm done. But it's not the case, right? But I know when we were doing it, I was very as Guru Maharaj always says, that if you do not measure anything, it doesn't get tracked over time, right?
Yes,
That's why that measurement tool is there to track it with
that's
that.
why I'm very nervous actually, because I'm not measuring it. And I feel, but I'm cheating myself only. You can't cheat anyone.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Vatsala Mata,
Haribol
you
Prabhu.
had something to add? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Prabhu. I think, I watched our Guru Maharaj's book distribution. I got his book a long time back, Business of Distributing
Yes.
Books.
Yep.
And I was really fascinated the way he's approaching the people in different countries. And even he will accept some kind of thing, remuneration for if they don't have money or anything, and how he is so kind to them, and he is using for the service of the Lord. And that was really fascinating. But I'm not good at reading the Bhagavatam. That is my problem. Because I enjoy gardening work and all. That is also a problem. I will try to do the gardening work, but I will try to finish my chanting in that when I am in the garden. But I always was fascinated to see how he has been able to distribute so many books, and he has a goal to accomplish that. And I also help somebody to take the books into different shops to I transport them. drive them somewhere in the Indian bazaar and they display their things. But
Mhm.
I'm always interested in, I have also distributed when I was in college years ago. I used to take a Bhagavad Gita book and distribute something from my side.
Right.
And I think that is the one thing I really like, because Srila Prabhupada insisted that we distribute his book, because we came to ISKCON by reading Srila Prabhupada's books.
Yeah.
So I think I would like to do that eventually, even though I'm getting old. But I would, whenever I get an opportunity, I would like to gear myself into that and follow the, reading a little bit more of Bhagavatam and give it, when I get old, I think we all try to procrastinate. We choose something else instead of doing this. I think we have to focus our energy and senses on something that we have to do. We should be determined to do it like Guru Maharaj. I like to follow that.
Sure. Thank you for your realization. Yes. So that could be your answer to this question also, that following the instructions of the of your Guru Maharaj, right? That is the
Yes.
improvement that you want to make towards this, correct?
Yes.
Because that is one of the quality that a good disciple has to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody
Thank you.
else would like to contribute before we move to the next question? Okay. Let's move to the next question. Give an example from scripture of a highly qualified disciple, and what draws your attention to this devotee?
Hey,
Go ahead, Tim.
Haribo, I can answer.
Yes.
This is my favorite question. When I answered it, it was like a paragraph. So I'll keep it brief.
I can hear, I can see your, I can hear your enthusiasm.
Thank you. Yeah, I was attracted to Maharaj Parikshit because his service was hearing. And also, what attracts me to him, and I think it's relevant for actually most people today, because he was the king and he had all facilities. But when he was given the notice of his death and he had 7 days to give up all his facilities, he gave it all up and focused fully his attention on Krishna. And similarly, most of us today are working, we're working full time and doing more than 40 hours a week just to float by. And we have so many nice facilities at our hand. But so I could relate with him because I know death is just around the corner. So you have to be ready to give it up. Also, one of my favorite services is listening to Krishna Katha whenever Maharaj is speaking or any great speaker comes in. It's like ecstasy hearing their revelations, and it's ever fresh. So I could relate to him in that way. That yeah, having so many nice facilities, but then also at the same time you have to be ready to become sober and be ready to give it up at the drop of a hat. And hearing is one of my favorite services. I love to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam class.
Perfect. Wonderful. So nice. Thank you for your wonderful realization. Very beautiful. Yeah. Yes. Anybody else would like to talk about who you think is an example of a highly qualified disciple from the Shastra?
Narada Muni.
Narad Muni, okay. And what
Narada Muni from Brahmaji, he asked the whole of how the creation was done, and he had questions all the time, even though he thought Brahma is the creator, but then Brahma tells him, I'm not the one, it is much more above me, and he tells him the whole story.
Yes.
But when you look at Narada Muni, he himself is quite qualified, and he's the biggest devotee of Lord Vishnu. It's quite, I mean, we will assume that he knows everything, but then by asking Brahmaji everything, he's telling us also that obviously that's for us to know how it is done, but at the same time he's also trying to inquire from Brahmaji.
Another one example I can think about is Prahlad Maharaj.
Yes.
Think about Prahlad Maharaj is another one that you can write for this question, that how amidst all the difficulties and challenges and atrocities, right, his father Hiranyakashipu, right, he is steadfast in his Krishna consciousness, right? And he is in fact even telling his peers, other students in his class, that why are you wasting your time in doing these other mundane things? You need to be hearing and chanting Krishna's name, right? And then at such a young age, he has this realization, and he is like steadfast in his desire to worship Krishna. So that's
Yes.
like, yeah, something that we can talk about also in this.
We have so many others
Prabhu,
like Vidura. Sorry, please go ahead.
Go ahead.
Prabhu, I have Srila Prabhupada as our example, because without him listening to his guru, how could he have served us? Without him, there is no ISKCON. I
Yes,
think
that's
Srila
true.
Prabhupada is the greatest
It's
gift for us.
Is a great example, but I would also say,
Scripture.
Mataji, this question talks about from scripture. So you
Scriptures.
want to look into from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna
Arjuna,
is
Okay,
an
yes.
example, right?
Arjuna, Vidura, Uddhava,
Vidura, yes,
Kunti,
but Maharaj
etc.
Parikshit,
Maharaj
all of
Parikshit,
them, Prahlad Maharaj, all of them can be part of this, right? With that.
Okay.
Dhruv.
Okay, let's go to the next one. How can devotees establish their relationship with Srila Prabhupada? What strategies will you exercise to strengthen this relationship throughout your spiritual journey? So, Vatsala Mataji talked about book distribution, that a desire that she wants to grow and help even more. So, that is one way that you can establish your relationship with Srila Prabhupada, by following his instructions and helping our Guru Maharaj advance his and Srila Prabhupada's mission, as well as Sri Lord Chaitanya's mission, right? Because Lord Chaitanya himself said that every nook and corner of the entire world, every village should be resounding with the sounds of Krishna's names, right? Holy names, with that. So that's what Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada has done, right? And Guru Maharaj is actively doing that with the Bhadra campaign, with the Bhagavad Gita marathon, and all other numerous missions that he has. Yeah. Anything else you want?
I
You
have
can
to
do.
say, can I say, sorry, Prabhuji?
Yes. Yeah.
That Prabhupada said, I am writing all these books. I want you all to read.
Read. Yes.
Read. And he said, like, this is where, and I feel that's what we're doing, Prabhuji. We see so much of knowledge. Actually, when we are reading the Bhagavatam also, or the Bhagavad Gita, first time it was all like, oh my God, this is all Greek and Latin, it looks like, because everything looks so different. We wouldn't understand. But then once we sit and listen through time from different spiritual masters, then you read it again. It makes sense then. Then you think like, how did he know all these things, And that's what I think, there's so much of knowledge in the books. And he says, I'm writing, sitting here, all the sleepless nights, I'm sitting over here for you all to read, for you all to understand, and which I feel is, for me, we have a tendency to collect books, but we don't read. So we can distribute thousands of books, but then we don't read, then what's the point?
Yeah, I know. So yes, so distributing books, more importantly, reading books for our own advancement. That's one way to strengthen your connection with Srila Prabhupada's mission. Anything else? What other strategies?
Temple service.
Go ahead.
I was mentioning Prabhu, like temple service.
Temple service, yes, you can help with your temple service.
As Prabhupada says, like temple is like even more than our home.
Yeah.
Through temple service, we can serve Prabhupada, serve the mission, and serve all the, connect more people, like spreading the message of Krishna consciousness to so many people.
Yes. To keep running the logistics of a temple are also very important, right? Because temple is a way where others are people who are already in Krishna consciousness, but every day in a temple, new people come, right? Who may not have heard of Krishna. And so that's one way you are also at least helping with the running of the smooth execution of the temple, right? That through your service, right?
Prabhu, another thing is you need to, Srila Prabhupada says, because we are every few years we have different management. Their style of running a temple is completely different. In order for us to keep ourselves in ISKCON, in order for ISKCON to grow, we need to cooperate with each
Cooperate.
other.
Yes.
So that's very important, because if we are going in different directions, different management style is bringing you, or you need to refocus and see what is important to the growth of ISKCON.
Yes. Yep. So not
Yeah.
get very wonderful point, Mataji. Like not making sure that you are cooperating with even with a style that doesn't align with your liking or
Yes.
your philosophy, right? You should
Yes.
still adhere to that and not worry too much about the politics behind, because every place where we
Yes.
are humans and
Yeah.
there will be politics, right? In
Yes.
any organization, be it at your work, at the temple, at the classroom, anywhere, right? With that, in your
Yeah.
community, if you're part of a community organization as well, which is not related to ISKCON, right? Where you're living in your society, there will be somewhere or the other some politics, because everybody wants control of the power, right? So
Yes. Yes.
it is the Kali Yuga. We are attuned to that by our inherent nature of the material nature. We are like sort of polluted with that, right? Yeah, or adulterated in another sense. So those are things, even after chanting so much, and it takes time, right? It's not like a button that you just turn on or turn off, and the next day, oh, I'm so pure. It doesn't happen like that. So I wish
Yeah.
it was
Sometimes
like
our
that.
ego,
Yes. So
our
our ego
ego,
would
and
come.
we
Yep.
want to be important
Yes.
in
We want.
decision making.
Yep. All of those things come, and so taking a back seat and like
Yeah.
realizing that and like thinking, oh, I want to help the larger mission than more than my personal agenda. Right?
Yes.
Fulfilling that with that. So all those things are very important. And if we keep all of those in mind, we will definitely help the cooperation among the different leaders in ISKCON with that, right? Yeah, it is a very big task. One of the thing that when you read, some of you have again read or completed the ISKCON Disciple course, it is also brought up there, this idea of cooperation, because now there are a lot of Diksha gurus, right? Our Guru Maharaj is only one of them, but there are several others as well, right?
Yes.
So there is this idea that has sometimes comes up that, oh, my guru is superior to the other guru with that, right?
Yes.
So that also emanates this false ego more with that, right? That feeds into that also. So again, not keeping that at the forefront. Like in our temple right now, my wife and I, and we have one other Prabhu. He's the only one he's now he is aspiring from Guru Maharaj. So we only 3 devotees here who are from our God siblings. And so every time I talk about that, about like I mention our guru's name, his name is Vaishashika Das, and that they think, oh, your Guru Maharaj is so systematic. I love his lectures. I wish ours was like that. And I'm like, okay, let's take a step back. And I'm like, okay, I'm not even getting into any of this conversation. I just acknowledge that yes, he is very systematic, and
Yes.
yeah, we talk about that and we just end it there and move on, and you change the topic because we don't
Yeah.
want to get into this. Everybody is a realized soul, right?
Yes.
They are
Yes.
heavy with knowledge. That is the part that is why they have been given a designation of a guru with that, right? Yeah. They might be good at something else. That's right. Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
We
And
should
so
not be too critical on other people, not criticizing.
yes,
Too.
exactly. And that is one of the things Guru Maharaj talks about, right? That if you remember
Yes.
in one of the questions, it was written that if you hear some criticism, you move away from that, right?
Yeah.
Discussion, yeah. So it's hard, but it is needed. that, and it's
And
an
just only
over.
one more point can I add, Prabhuji?
Yes, go ahead.
When Srila Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj, Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, I mean, he had sent Guru Maharaj to Srila Prabhupada to the West.
Mhm.
Because in India, too much of politics and criticism, all the Gaudiyas thing, it just broke up because of that. Otherwise, they were that time also after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's reign, then things started getting better, but then became too politicized,
Mhm.
and there was too much of criticizing and fighting among each of them, and then that is why Srila Prabhupada wanted Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he wanted Srila Prabhupada to go to the West because it's all pure and it's a
Right.
clean canvas,
slate.
isn't it? Yeah, it's a clean
Yeah.
canvas, so you could do that.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
point.
so it's being too critical and politicizing, as you said. That's the main thing.
Yep. All right.
Prajalpa.
Prajalpa, exactly. Yes. So, all right. So I think we have enough thoughts on this one. Next, go to the next one. Why is it important to accept Srila Prabhupada as the founder Acharya of ISKCON? How is this relevant to your relationship with Guru Maharaj? I think in our discussion, sort of, we have touched upon this,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
So we already talked about Srila Prabhupada was given an instruction and order from his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, to come to the West to preach. And he founded ISKCON, so that is why he's the founder Acharya. And how is this relevant to your relationship with Guru Maharaj? Because Srila Prabhupada is the grandfather of all disciples who are under ISKCON. And so we need to be following the principles that have been laid by Srila Prabhupada with that, right? And our Guru Maharaj is following that. And so indirectly we are doing that as well, right? So, yeah, you can expand upon that based on the discussion we already have had so far.
Srila Prabhupada would be 125 years old now. I think 126 maybe, isn't it?
26, right? Yeah, I think.
26. I think or maybe 127 maybe.
I
Because
believe 2 years ago.
128.
One-
128.
Yeah, it was few years ago when he did it, because I know in India they created like one currency coin, right? Yeah.
No, Vyasa Puja is coming, isn't it, after Krishna Ashtami?
Yes.
128, I think, 128.
Yes, yeah.
I'm just thinking about my father's age.
Nice.
I'm just thinking like my father, and when I say grandfather, and Guru Maharaj is there, but again, I'm thinking of literally my father and grandfather. I'm just trying to put the age, sorry.
Yeah. All right, next one. Describe the exchange of relationship between the guru and disciple. How is it established and how does it maintain and develop over time? This is a good question. I mean, all are good questions, but this is so again, that vidhi pranipatena, right? That one. We're gonna talk about that one here. Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter. Exchange of relationship between the guru and disciple. So we can look at the slide again here. That's the last part of this module right here. Relationship between guru and disciple. Yes, I think this is the one. So how does this start, right? That's the question. How is it established? The disciple. Go ahead, Tim Prabhu.
Hang on, John. I mean, if you just think about it from Shastric perspective, there's Krishna. So many examples in the Shastra: guru, disciple, Arjuna and Krishna, Devahuti and Kapila Dev. It starts when the disciple starts to inquire submissively and is willing to render service, and the disciple is curious about the absolute truth, and the relationship is maintained in that way. The disciple upholds vows and renders service and asks relevant questions.
Right. Perfect. And anybody else want to add? Go ahead. What did you say?
Mm.
It was slightly a bit muffled. I could not get the right words out. Couldn't hear them.
So he said that so the question says that the exchange of relationship, how and between guru and disciple, how is it established? It is established when one starts serving a guru and starts to inquire deeply from the spiritual master, humbly and submissively. Is that right? So that's how the whole process starts. That. And then the next question is, how does it maintain and develop over time? So this is also part of the process of humbly inquiring and submissively surrendering to the guru, because what happens is, if you are serving a guru, right? If you're serving, then automatically the servitors, the person who you are serving, your guru, becomes indebted to you, right? So imagine if there's a master and a servant, and so the servant is serving the master becomes happy, and in return, the master wants to give something back, right? To the servitor, to the servant. And so in that process, so in this situation, in this context, the servant, who is the disciple, is serving the guru with that, right? Without any ulterior motive, right? And is rendering service. And so two things happen. So he is asking about the knowledge of Krishna consciousness, about and so he's asking those questions submissively and humbly. And then Guru, because he is getting the service from the servant, becomes indebted in and he, with his loving exchange or loving service, the guru often feels like, oh, this is really nice, and starts giving or imparting the education or knowledge back to the disciple with that. Okay. So that's how the process or the flow of information happens. Is that right? So as a instructor in a classroom in college, like I've seen that in some students are very curious, right, in class, and you notice that, oh, they're asking great questions and they're actually challenging the instructor, right, with that. Sometimes not challenging in the sense that they are negatively questioning them, but they are taking it to the next level with that, right? Okay, like drawing inferences from what has been taught or discussed in the class, but then they're taking it to the next level with more application of that. Okay, if it's not just A equals to B, but then you're like, oh, A equals to B, and then if you add this or that, how would this change into that, right? So sometimes you see those kind of students, and professors or instructors usually love that, because they're like, oh, this student is taking more effort in going deep into this subject matter with that, right? In trying to understand even more. So through that process, they become sort of the favorite of the teacher or the instructor, right? And then the instructor at that point may bring more resources or give more knowledge to those students with that. So that's how this process also happens in that way, right? So the guru sees that, oh, this student is very serious, is attentive, asking good questions, and also rendering service. So let me give him more information in return back that. So that's how this process works and how it is established and maintained over time. That, okay? So you can write this in your own words with that. Okay. Any other thoughts before we move to the next one?
Mm.
Okay. What is the significance of accepting initiation?
That's a very big step.
It's a big step. So you can talk about, as I mentioned, the word initiation means to initiate, to begin, right? So it's the beginning of our spiritual journey going back to Godhead. That, as you know, we need, as we talked about earlier, that we need a bona fide spiritual master to go back to Godhead. So this is the first step in that, right? And then we talk about the 4 regulative principles of not meat eating, and following those, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex, right? So those 4 vows that we're supposed to take initiation. So those help us to align ourselves, right? To align our consciousness so we can do the right thing with that, right? And continue in this path towards back to Godhead, that going back. So those are the main things that you need to write in this question, or what is the significance of accepting initiation with that.
And also by that you are basically you have taken a vow. So obviously you need to fulfill that vow. You can't
Adhere
just
to that. Yes. Yeah.
adhere to it. You can't
Yeah.
just take initiation and then do whatever. I've just that's not the goal. As you say, it's the beginning, and that's the starting of it. So it is well, it is just like taking a family or whatever it is. I mean, I think it's the biggest thing in our life, I feel, because
Right.
you're indebted to the spiritual master now.
Yep.
And you can't, I mean, before means you're responsible for yourself. Now you're responsible for your spiritual master also. Because in some way or the other, because if you're not following the regulative principles, if you're not doing after initiation, then it is not right for that parampara system and also for the spiritual master and for yourself. So we have to be really very careful before taking initiation.
We
and
are
ready for it.
an exemplar, right, of your
Can
guru.
I add one more, Prabhu?
Yes, please.
Prabhu, you know what? For a longest period of time, I was so scared to bring something bad to somebody, because a lot of people have told me, if you don't follow the chanting process, if you do some other, derogatory thing or bad things, then it will affect the guru's progress, right? So for the longest period of time, I was hesitant to take. We don't want to offend Guru. You don't want to bring down somebody's life, because he has been doing good things for everybody, and me not doing something that you are supposed to do, and it will bring a disaster to your guru or something. I always felt that for a longest period of time.
Yeah. Yep. I know I've heard about this, and but yeah, so the most we can, or the best we can do, is to adhere to the vows, right? That we've taken with that. Yes. Yeah.
I think you have to be very serious.
Sincere.
And
He's your father, grandfather. So if you don't want anything happening to your grandfather by not following the principles, and you need to follow the regulative principles, you need to do what is prescribed in the shastras, like Srila Prabhupada actually. So if you do that, then by his kindness and mercy, I think, if you tell him honestly what is happening in your life or something, because of certain things, sad things can happen in your life. Sometimes you are going away from it, but you have to honestly tell Guru Maharaj, this is what is happening, I am going off. Maybe that time he can help you and guide you in a proper way.
Yes. Yep. Definitely. Yeah.
You have to be obedient like a soldier. So soldier doesn't run away, isn't it, when the enemies come?
Yep.
They've taken. So when you join the services, you got to take an oath. Or same thing when you're a doctor, we take an Hippocratic oath
as well, right? You have a patient.
Yes, take
just
an
don't
oath
leave
that
them
we will
there.
not do any wrong to anyone.
Yep.
So, but we stick by it, whatever comes. Even your own family comes, there will be nothing, because then the oath comes much, much higher than anything else.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how we should do this. The same way we're taking an oath over here, initiation,
Mhm.
that I'm going to serve Srila Prabhupada, and that's going to be the whole life.
Yep.
So, yeah, so it's another oath taking actually. in a
Mm.
way.
Yep, you can write all these things in there. Yeah,
Thank you, Prabhu.
sure. All right, let's go to the last question of this module. What will you take away from module 1 to implement in your spiritual development? I think most of the answers that we've talked about, right? They lead to this, right? So just now you talked about taking the vows seriously and helping Guru Maharaj in advancing Srila Prabhupada's mission. You understand the idea of disciplic succession, right? The word
Mhm.
initiation, it's just the beginning. The loving exchange between the guru and the disciple and how it develops and how it is maintained over time. Right. I think these, what are the qualifications of a guru? What are the qualifications of a good disciple? These are all the things that you can talk about and how what changes you want to make based on these principles and ideas, that content that we learned from this module in your spiritual development. That's what you need to write in this. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Any other concluding thoughts before we close today's session?
Prabhu, I have one thing. I
Yeah.
was really scared to take any kind of courses because I used to love when I was in the 30s. I loved to take courses, do quizzes. Now I think as the time progresses, we were afraid to take any kind of classes, some computer glitches and all, but you made it more easier for us to follow. It is not really regimented. You go with the flow, and I do like the part of it. The module you are working with us, it's not like a regimented thing. You must do this, right? I don't. I think I felt it is a little bit easier to follow you, and when I have a problem, I need to contact somebody and put in touch with me so that I can do better, right?
Thank you so much. Yeah, for your kind.
Yes.
We are trying to help Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj wanted us to provide multiple options to his disciples, so that way we can facilitate all of you in going to the next stage, which is the beginning stage of initiation, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So, and this is one way how he is actually
Trying to help us.
checking us out, right? With that, right. So as we mentioned, right, the process of exchange between the guru and disciple, the guru needs to check the seriousness or the consistency of the disciple, right? So this is one way how he is checking. He gets all the statistics from the servant contacts, from me and others. Like all this is on a computer right now, right? It's all on the web, basically.
Mhm.
And the more you interact, or the more it is sitting on your desk,
Mhm.
he is able to see when you were first given access to this, and when did
Yes.
you start this, right? No one is judging anybody, because life comes in ways, in multiple ways. Or with that, life happens, like the things which are beyond our control, right? Even for me, I was supposed to teach this course this year in like March, April, but with my move and everything else that was going on, I had to delay the start of it with that, right, as well. And so we usually would have 2 of these courses in 1 year with that.
Mm.
But this time we only were able to offer 1 because I was moving and there was a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, right? So it's not just you, even if for me also, right? And so, but we try to do the best we can. And Guru Maharaj understands that, yeah. So,
So
and
Guru Maharaj
Yeah,
is
that's
very
why
like,
I was telling Shraddha Mataji too. because sometimes it took such a long time for me even to say what is the package I'm going to get. I was actually literally expecting a package from UPS, but I didn't understand it is going to come through my email
Yeah.
or something.
Yes,
It took such
I
a
know.
long time. I am like a old fashioned, old school. So when I expected that, it took like 6 months. That's good that you started in this time. I was in India in March. I wouldn't have taken the course.
That's
So it worked out all good for me because it's okay. Somebody also from local, they are the disciple of Gurudev. So they also encouraged me. I think, after a lot of hesitation, I attended this course. But I think I will benefit it. It's like a little push I need at this time.
We all
If
need
I
a
have that,
yes. We all need a push in everything, right? Yes.
yes, a little bit more push. Not in the 30s age group. When you get older, you have so many other responsibilities. Sometimes you need somebody to say, okay, we are all in this together. Let's do it together,
Yes, that's
And
what.
thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for helping us out.
No problem. It is my pleasure, and I would love all of you to complete this on time by December. And we'd be like, yay, you're ready for your initiation now. So
Oh my God.
Okay.
But Prabhuji, I tell you
again,
one thing. Thank you so much. I really, because I've been having this access to the account for more than 1.5 years. But I saw in the beginning, and then Guru Maharaj, the first video, I said, oh my God, I have to be very serious. And I've been trying to do it, but never got to it. And when you
Yeah.
said that, I just jumped into this thing. I've been trying to get a mentor for ages, and I got one mentor now after so long. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, I don't know what is happening. So I'm trying to follow Guru Maharaj, but then I need to do this for yourself. So I try to be
Yes.
in the what do you say? The time difference is different.
Yeah.
Is quite a lot actually between San Diego and here. But I try my level best to at times to log in, but then it's not feasible all the time.
Mhm.
I was struggling, but you were a ray of hope, light at the end of the tunnel. I thought, my God, thank you so much, Prabhuji. I can't thank you enough. How much of I say. So I'm
Okay.
just jumping and getting as much as I can, because I know if I just sit and do it now, it'll be done. Otherwise, I'll be procrastinating a lot.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
thank you so
Prabhu,
much.
I was going to have a suggestion.
Yes,
In
please.
case if you are not available, can we have a contact of people in the group? You can exchange a WhatsApp number or phone numbers. So in case somebody is available and reachable, and then we can ask the questions and clarify some things. That will be good for us, instead of all the time trying to reach you out, and
But
set up a different timing
this
for you and me. It's
this
better
is
to have some other.
no, so the part of the WhatsApp group, you have access to each other's numbers as part of that group,
Oh,
right? Yeah.
oh,
So you can again, it depends what kind of questions you have. If you have a technical question or something like how I was able to jump on a call with you earlier this last week,
yeah.
others may not be able to do that, right? Because they may not have the access and everything.
Okay.
So, being part of the VDA care team, I have certain access
Okay.
with that, right? So it depends on the question, but yes, you all have each other's numbers as part of the WhatsApp group. So if anybody
Is
wants to
anybody
work
in the local area, in Philadelphia area? Nobody, right? Except me.
I don't know, Mataji. We can find
Okay.
out. There is a database that some disciples of Guru Maharaj, I don't have access to that because it's
Okay.
protected information. Not everybody should get access to that of personal
Okay.
details to everyone. But one thing you can do is you can email to vdacareteam@gmail.com
Okay.
and ask that question.
Okay.
Somebody will respond who has access. People on the care team get that email, and those who have access, they will respond to you.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you.
All right. Well, let's wrap up
And
today.
my sincere apologies, Prabhuji, if I have talked too much today.
Oh
Next
no,
time, no further.
fine. We like the
Because
class
other
to be
people didn't talk
interactive.
much, I'll keep my mouth next time.
It's okay. All right, so we will meet now in 2 weeks on September 8th. I wish you a very happy Janmashtami tomorrow. Please fast well and serve Krishna, Guru Maharaj, and your local devotees and congregation in your fullest capacity you can, and enjoy the festivities at your local temple and other venues as well. And yeah, and hope Krishna gives us strength to continue serving Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya's mission. All right.
Yes, Prabhu.
Very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you very much. And we have Srila Prabhupada's appearance day next day.
Yes. on
So that
yes,
will be really good for us to
yes,
get association
yes.
of different
Reflect
Vaishnavas.
on this module as you serve Srila Prabhupada, remember him on that day, right? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Vanchakalpa
Yes. Thank you very much. Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.